Hi, I'm Mathieu Benoit. I'm from Quebec City, Canada. And let me talk about my Android application, my Cellars and Tastes, that I leverage and that I manage now with Visual Studio Team Services. I now use Visual Studio Team Services with my Android application. And it was part of the Java Tools Challenge 2016. It was a good opportunity to improve the ALM process, application lifecycle management of my application, to go faster into production for my end users. My application is available on the Android ecosystem platform, and it's available on Google Play Store. I started to develop this application 4 years ago. This application is available in 6 languages, and I made a lot of improvement, and mainly graphical, but also I improve features years after years. About the tools and the technologies, before the challenge, I was using Eclipse, the IDE, Integration Development Environment, to manage my code. I was also using SVN, Subversion, to manage my source code. And I was using also Milin to manage my backlog, my to-do list, my tasks. And I did a lot of manual build and release from my IDE Eclipse. After the challenge, like I said, it was the opportunity to improve and accelerate some management of different tasks of the pipeline of my application. I now use Android Studio instead of Eclipse, and I configure a Gradle build also to automate the build task. And with Visual Studio Team Services, I use different features, 5 main features. The backlog, I use the Scrum-like backlog and configuration to manage sprint, work item, bug, etc. I use also the Git repository with pull requests, branches, history, commit, etc. I use also the team room to communicate within a team, but also to get notification about a build failed, a work item changing, etc. And I also use build and release for the deployment process. So I was mainly focused on the ALM process with these tools. So like I said, I use the work, the code, the build, the release. And with that, when I'm going to change a piece of code from my Android Studio, I can push my change and commit my change, and automatically the build is triggered. With that, I can check my code, my source code, the quality of the code, my unit test also. And if the build succeeds, I can automatically trigger the release. And the release is going to push via a specific task, VSTS task, push my application into my Google Play console in the alpha beta environment. And from there, my end user, for according a private user group, beta user group, they could use and download this new alpha version and make tests and give me some feedbacks. And after that, when I decide to push this application and this build into production, I can manually decide. So with this process, with this entire process, from one commit, the only other manual step is to decide when I want to go to production. From Android Studio, I can manage my source code, but with the VSTS plugin, I can manage and see all my work items, and I can interact with them. And I can also manage my Git workflow, so with my local changes, my commit, my branches, my pull request, etc. So all it's integrated within my IDE Android Studio. One of the features I use also with VSTS is the team room. It's a good place to chat, communicate, and collaborate with the entire team. And you could also configure a notification, a work item update, a build failed, a build succeed, a release the same succeed or failed, etc., etc. So it's a good place to centralize some communication. I manage my backlog with a work feature or VSTS. From there, I can manage my iteration, my sprint, and I can manage priority. I can detail all my work item. I can log my issue, my bug. I manage my code with Git now, and with VSTS, it's pretty integrated, and you have all the features that Git provide. So I can manage my pull request, my branch, my commit, my history. And I can, for some cases, I can also edit online some code. I configured a build definition to automatically build and provide the artifact generated by the Gradle build. With that, I can check quality code and also unit test. And after that, generate my APK, the final application to deploy. The next step is the release in the ALM pipeline with VSTS. And then there I can manage and configure my release definition. And there also I can configure an automatic pipeline triggered by the end and the success of the previous build. And with that, I use a VSTS task to automatically publish and deploy my Android application into the Google Play console in the alpha beta environment.